Have you ever been up the Shard? Steady.
Welcome to Get Shirty, the podcast that likes to look at the little things in life which never fail to irritate. Each episode, we ask our special guest to talk about what gets them shirty at home, work and going out. Then, our off-the-cuff surprise question could take the chat anywhere. Each guest also designs their own made-to-measure shirt, which we then make. So we talk about that too. Funny that, us being tailors. Welcome to the latest episode of the Get Shirty podcast. Perhaps you're a first-time listener. Well, if that's the case, why not go back and listen to some of the older episodes? We're on season 2 now. It's incredible, isn't it? You can listen to guests such as Alex Horn, Adam Buxton, Mike Fenton-Stevens, Sarah Moyle. They're all amazing guests. Go back and have a listen. But what about today's guests? Well, that is Stewart McCheyne. Stuart is a TV actor, a television star, a musician with a fantastic band called Andy and the Odd Socks. Ask your children, they will know who he is. He's also a panto star, award nominated no less. We talked to Stuart about what it's like to work in television, what it's like to be a musician, and just of course all the usual Get Shirties. Here we go then. 1 guest, 2 mics, 3 tailors, and a host of irritations. Let's get shirty. Stuart, welcome welcome to the Get Shirty podcast. Did I say a bad word there? It sounded like in my head I said that wrong.
Do it again if you're now.
No, what the intro?
Yeah, you're not listening.
Sounded all right to me.
This is gripping stuff.
She never listens.
I'm just concerned about. I don't want to slip into my stereotypical offensive Scottish accent. That's all I've got.
Have you got one?
Is that what you're trying?
Sorry, I've been doing one for years.
If at any point you feel offended and wish to storm out, there's a special button by the door that you have to push to unlock
yeah,
it.
I can see it's
that's
green.
That's why you couldn't get in.
I think it's one of those accents. It's Scottish, Welsh, Irish, and the North. They're those accents. The North,
because they only have one.
Watford upwards.
Watford upwards. It's good, isn't it?
You feel you can do them.
Right.
As an English person, you think, oh, I can do that.
Sure.
I'm not going to try Russian or anything like that because that would be offensive.
That would be.
But I can do Scottish. That won't be offensive.
Yeah. Are you just trying to get us cancelled?
Where in Scotland do you tend to float your accent towards?
I don't know.
It's good. It's good.
And I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? In being, in being Scottish, you have a regional accent in the same way that you do in anywhere else in the world. But of course, anyone outside of Scotland, there's one.
There's one.
That's all there is.
Even where I'm from, there's several accents.
Yeah.
You know, if you travel, so I'm from Argyll on the west
I knew
coast.
that. I was just about to pip you to it.
Where are you?
Yeah, show off my research.
So Argyll's my county,
Yeah.
But if you go down the bottom end of Argyll, where my dad lives, is Campbelltown, the Mull of Kintyre.
Right.
We've got quite a round sound, and they say hoot instead of what. Hoot.
Right. Oh,
Hoot.
really?
H-O-O-T. Hoot.
Right.
Hoot's happening, and it's very round, and then you've got the islands near me, like Islay and Jura, and they typically have more sing-songy accent when they speak to you. Hello, and they've got quite a big L.
Right.
And,
Okay.
Yeah, so
which is sort of similar to the sort of certain areas of Wales.
Wales and Ireland,
it'll
be like hello there, everything's there. You did caravan, the post office, Land Rover,
Okay.
you know. So that's just in Argyll.
Yeah.
Never mind the rest of bonny Scotland.
Now I was looking to Stu, waiting for him to go.
Go on, where are you going next with your voice?
No, I'm not.
That was it.
The problem is I've got a few close friends from different places in Scotland, and it's.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. You haven't managed to offend them yet. That's good.
I think I have.
Yeah, they're just sticking with you.
I think I
some
just
sort of
want to
loyalty.
be Scottish. You nearly went Scottish then.
I did nearly.
Yeah, you nearly went.
know, it's
It's
really
easy. It's
tempting.
easy. It's so
too
easy.
Any of my friends, I mean, by the end of drama school, for example, most of my pals, they were all Goni, you know, they're all doing it. People in my band I'm in now, they're talking to me in Scottish accent.
I know, with the band, you've got, well, we talked about it briefly before, you've got your Australian tour coming up.
We do. We're off to
Is that the only band you do? Or do you do another band as
do
well?
wee bits and bobs for other
Andy and the Odd
people.
Socks for the
So
listeners.
Andy and the Sod Offs. Andy and the Odd Socks. I'm so sorry. Andy and the Odd Socks. Yes.
Yeah.
Children's TV rock band.
Andy, because the show's Andy and the band.
The TV series is
Yeah.
Andy and the Band.
Yeah.
They couldn't call it the Odd Socks for all sorts of interesting reasons.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I think a big part of it, I mean, this isn't the only thing, but I think a big part of it is the BBC can't be shown to be promoting an already pre-existing commercial body.
Okay.
You know? So they had to change names. Because for quite a wee while, the BBC didn't really touch us. We were just a rock band.
Yeah.
Just a rock band. We played on the road for a few years. And it took a long time before they were like, oh, hang on, there's something going on here.
Yeah, we could.
Maybe
Right.
do a wee bit of that.
Okay.
So it's just a band. We just toured all over the place, and then eventually we did something that was televised, and that I think caused them to prick up their ears a little bit, and they went, "Oh, hello," which was cool. And then we pitched it as a sitcom,
Right.
so that became Andy and the Band.
Right. Okay.
But they still call us the Odd Socks in the TV series. It's not like they're completely shying away with it. So it's a very wonderful, vague world we live in. It's like, why don't we just call it Andy and the Odd Socks? But they didn't. So, just finished filming the 4th series this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Literally
this weekend. So I'm a bit knackered, but you know, rock and roll.
Yeah.
And then I've got about a month off. And we've got Odd Socks Day coming up as well, which is a big part of what we do. So we're ambassadors of the Anti-Bullying Alliance, which is cool.
Excellent.
So we release a song every year based on the theme that the charity, the Anti-Bullying Alliance, picks. Quite often we visit the schools or do the odd assembly, that kind of thing. And we encourage people all over the world to wear odd socks to celebrate being different and being unique. And it's not just primary schools, it's businesses, there's the government do it. We've had all sorts of interesting people behind it in the past. Like people you go, who's tweeting me now? And you're like, Monica Lewinsky, Ringo Starr. Like what?
Really?
Like,
Wow,
what?
really?
Like, we had women Rishi Sunak a couple of years ago. It's quite bizarre who suddenly gets on board with
What's
it.
the date of that?
12th of November.
12th of November, right.
There you are, Odd Socks Day. Get your Odd Socks on for Odd Socks Day. So that's during Anti-Bullying Week.
Right.
So we'll be doing that. And then I'll be off to Panto Land. And then Australia, as you said.
Australia,
So I'm in Australia for about 3 weeks.
Nice.
Starting Perth.
Been before?
No.
All right. Oh, good.
Australia in January.
Yeah.
Me? Scottish?
Yeah.
And about 40 degrees.
Yeah, that will be
I'm
fun.
with my mates.
Actually.
Is the music any different when you tour? Or is it still the same type of music you do on the
It's
children's
the same.
show?
It's you know, quite a lot of them are the same songs as well. The feel is a bit more raucous, I think, because it's live. It's just got a bit more punch behind it. But no, it's the same songs. So that's the beauty of it. Your kids can watch us on telly, and then you can come and see us at a festival or a concert, which is great. So and they come singing our songs, and they can listen to us online and you know get our album and stuff like that as well. But no, there's a few songs that are different that didn't make the cut for the TV series, and we'll put in the or songs that we are specifically only to do live, you know, things like that. So you do get some songs that you wouldn't have heard on the TV series if you come and see us. We've got an Easter tour coming up, doing some big venues. Down here we're playing Brighton Dome.
Right, that's a great venue too.
Oh, we've done that a few times now.
It's
always
lovely
really
place,
well received there. And we're doing the O2 Indigo.
Oh yeah, nice.
Right?
Yeah.
So we played that at the start of this year, and it obviously went down well, so they've given us another slot. So
well, look, you know, as we were saying again before we started recording, you're sort of fresh from Glastonbury with your headlining the
kids
field. Hey,
that was good fun.
Yeah, I bet it was actually.
It was
So
really
how many people were? What was the capacity of that?
I don't know. It's a big top 10.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the kids' field is amazing.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You know, shout out to the kids' field. It is incredible. It's like a festival in its own right, regardless of the Glastonbury stuff. It's huge, and there's rides and there's countless tents. There's activities and there's parades and you know there's always something going on. And then it's sort of the top of the hill is this big top tent where we performed at, along with Basil Brush.
Yeah.
Who else
Put
was
in a
there?
good word if you see Basil again. We tried getting Basil on there.
Oh, he'd look good in a wee suit.
Yeah,
Wouldn't he?
yeah, really would.
Oh,
A
yeah.
couple of times we tried Basil.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'll recommend.
If you could, yeah.
I will do.
That'd
I
be
will do.
brilliant.
But no, the kids' field's amazing. I mean, the irony is, it's not the biggest stage we've ever played because it is limited because it's a big top 10.
Yeah.
So even though it's like, oh, you played Glastonbury, actually we've. Not to be like, hey, but we have actually played far bigger stage. Like, wow, we've done some. We played Eurovision stage,
Right.
Not the arena, but they put on a massive stage on Liverpool waterfront. When was it? Last year? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was gigantic.
Right.
I could barely see the guitarist. He was away on the other side of the stage. It was, these stages are colossal. Festival, that was a big stage. There's one in Oxfordshire. Feastival, big Feastival.
Right.
That's another one. These stages are gigantic.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So what's been your favourite gig?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Good stuff.
If you got one or two.
Most
I mean,
memorable.
there's a couple.
You've
I mean,
done
obviously playing Glastonbury is absolutely amazing. I think one of the kids ones we did for CBBC was particularly special. They did an event. I'm not sure if they still do it, called the CBBC Summer Social.
Right.
That was in Croxteth up in Liverpool. That was incredible, really, really good. And we also do the balloon fiestas are quite good. So there's Cheshire Balloon Festival and the Yorkshire Balloon Fiesta. And they're really fun festivals and good gigs to play. And they're based around hot air balloons. Of course, the joke is every time we play, we've not once seen a hot air balloon take off because the weather's always been terrible. It's always been the day before or the day after. So one day we'll play that festival and we'll hopefully see a hot air balloon. But they're great festivals. There's so many though. I was trying to count them a couple of months ago. Me and my friends were like, how many do you think we've done them?
A lot.
So many.
So many. And are you keyboards or guitar in that? I can't remember.
Both actually, but mainly keys.
Yeah.
So I'm mostly the keyboard player and I do a bit of rhythm guitar. If it's a particularly guitar heavy song, I'll be on guitar maybe four or five songs.
And you play the drums as well.
I did. That's how I started.
Right, yeah, that's really in that other show.
Aye.
But, so you can
I can't play drums. I mean, I always joke that I call myself a drummer until I met Holly, who plays Moxie, our drummer, in the Odd Sots, because she's something else. In fact, they all are. They're all incredible musicians. I feel very fraud behaviour. I'm like, what am I doing here with these incredible people? But
you've got to do all the inventing as well. Then.
I am. So I play Mac, who's the mad inventor, wacky scientist. He's kind of like the scaredy cat as well, and that's great. Yeah. I've got all these props to play with all the time. Yeah. They sometimes don't always work. There's something you can get shirty about. My goodness. Shoddy props. They go, right, Stuart, here's a prop, right? It's got all these things that fly off it spins round and da-da-da-da-da-da. It's really fragile. So be really careful with it. And then the director comes over and goes, okay, what I want you to do is run as fast as you can in that direction and do a roly-poly and then come up and then zap whatever it is with your effect. And I'm like, I've just been told this is the most fragile prop in the world. I don't even look at it and it'll fall apart. And I get this reputation as Mac breaks props.
Right.
Like, no, I do not. Don't give me shoddy props.
With that entrance into Get Shirty.
Oh, yes.
Let's go. So the part of the theme, we'll talk about your shirt in a little bit as well. That we've just gone through and designed. Very nice too.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. Well, look, let's do that now. So we've gone for a nice button-down collar.
Oh yeah.
Very nice with that. And what kind of colour would you describe it as?
Yeah, rich. I would describe. It's sort of. Well, there's a reddy, burgundy-ish. There's a maybe not burgundy.
It's quite autumnal. Actually.
It's very autumnal, which is quite typical both.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Is that your usual?
I don't know.
kind
I
of
think there's a mutedness that I quite like, even though I do like a bright wacky shirt as well. I don't tend to have like a pale blue or a yellow or whatever. So yeah, the nice autumnal reddishness to it.
Yeah.
Would you say there's like a herringbony kind of? No, maybe not herringbone.
No, it's
What's
got
that?
almost like it's classed as an Oxford cloth, so it's got that sort of little texture to
There's
it.
a wee bit of texture in there.
Which will go nicely, and we've put a rounded bottom on it.
Round the bottom.
Yeah,
Got a
so it
round
can be
bottom.
worn, tucked in or untucked.
Untucked.
With it looking a little bit sort of interesting.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward
rounded
to
cuff
wearing it.
on the shirt cuff.
Rounded cuff to go with a rounded bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Of
All
course.
the curves.
We've got curve it up, very curvy.
Yeah.
Um,
So very nice.
It's lovely. I'm looking forward to wear it.
Yeah, we'll post a picture when we've got that to you. So that's good. So, but with your Git shirty, so we've done a little bit about work, and generally so you're too young to remember the Mars Bar advert that said work, rest and play, are you?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh dear, good. So,
But I would be too young.
too
really.
young, yeah. So that's what we've based it around, though. The work, rest and play. So home, going out, and the work side of things. And we generally start with home. We generally start with work.
Work.
How many times have we done these?
It doesn't matter. It's flexible.
It has to be with the way I do them. So work.
Yeah.
We've had a little.
It's a
work
movable
there.
feast.
Yeah, I guess so. Shoddy props is one, or not so much shoddy props, just the inability to do anything with them.
Right.
And yet I'm meant to be the person who's running about frantically with these things. What else gets me shirty at work? Oh, people think we mime all the time.
Right.
They don't get it. I think we're quite underestimated as a kids TV rock band. I think that's a big part of it. So it's better now. We're getting more of a reputation behind us. People get it. But initially, my goodness.
Right.
I mean, we used to we'd turn up at festivals and concerts, whatever, and the sound team, I remember one in particular, the sound team kind of just didn't bother for a while, and you'd be like, what's going on? And you could see people queuing up to get in, and he gave Andy a microphone, and he went back to his sound desk, and we're all going, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hello? And he's like, all right, just do a wee on the mic, 1 2 1 2, yeah, brilliant, okay, cool. I'm like, can we mic up the drum kit, please? Can we put some mics on the amplifiers for the guitars? And they're like, why? I'm like, what do you mean why? So they can hear us. I'm like, yeah, but you're miming. And we're like, no, we're not miming. And suddenly he was like, oh God! And it was like, full speed ahead. And suddenly he was fast as he's probably ever mic'd up anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're up against that a lot, this sort of idea that we're this wee band.
Do you think that happens with a lot of things as soon as the word sort of kids TV is attached to
I
it?
guess
Oh,
so.
right, well,
that must be pretend.
that's something. Yeah.
Or it's all like
back.
backing tracks, or it's all whatever. But yeah, we have it, and say we start warming up, Holly does some fills on the drums, Marcelo starts noodling on his guitar, and you see the sound team, the techs, like, popping their heads out the curtains, like, what is going on? Like, wow, these guys are really good. Why are they miming type thing? It's like,
We're not
miming! Are you joking?
Right.
So, yeah, that's quite common. But that's also common in a lot of any of the work I've done. So my degree, I went to Rose Bruford as an actor-musician, and then I did a lot of what you'd call actor-musician musicals and plays. And yeah, a lot of it's like, it's all mimed though, right? You can't all be that good. And you're like, no, I trained for 3 years to do this. Like, we can do it. So yeah, that can be quite, we can get a bit shirty about that, I guess.
And I suppose that's totally understandable, isn't it? It's that sort of being consciously underestimated by people. That's a decision by people.
But it's also lovely as well. I like it's a catch-22 because it's annoying, but then also I love that sort of catch them off guard, and like they never saw us coming, and suddenly it's like they come up to you at the end and they're all hugging you going, oh my goodness, like that was better than insert famous band name here type of thing that I saw last week or whatever. Like and I think that's the joy of what we're doing, because parents love our songs as well, so they aren't sick of it. So they'll come to a gig quite happily, because it's rock and punk and pop, and it's not
Yeah.
It's not kind of twee. Not really. We've only got one or two that I would say are quite cute and sweet, but generally it's pretty raucous.
Yeah. Well, it's just good. So who's your musical influences then? You know, who would be the band that's like, well, that's my band? You know,
For me personally,
yeah.
I mean, I love my favourite bands. I mean, Biffy Clyro, Scottish rock band. Foo Fighters, Chili Peppers, who else? Muse. I used to love Muse. I slightly fell out with them, but they're wonderful still. Probably the best band I've ever seen live, actually.
Right.
Muse were unbelievable. Who else do I really like? And I also like the classic rock stuff, you know, your AC/DC, Led Zeppelin.
But mainly sort of rock.
Rock, and then I do like my
rock-based.
folky stuff as well. Big
Right.
into my folk. And Scottish. I mean, I grew up, that's how I started performing, was singing Gaelic
All right.
and singing Scottish folk songs.
Yeah.
And I still do a bit of that. In fact, I do it sometimes on the Spa Valley Railway. I do Robert Burns nights.
Right.
And so I get to do my Robert Burns and my, singing my folk songs. So yeah, I like my folk music as well. And blues and just, I think my dad and my mum had good taste in music. So I grew up on Queen, Dire Straits, the Eagles, the Beautiful South.
Yeah.
Who else? And Deep Purple and things like that. So I've always been drawn to that sort of music. And then that comes out in the band as well. There's lots of cool stuff we get to do in the band, and then of course we get some cool cameos in the band in the TV series, including Brian May from Queen.
Yeah, amazing.
Which was unbelievable.
Yeah. There's been some. I can't sort of go through a list, but you've had some great ones.
Great names, and this latest series we've had some belters as well. Like,
can you give any spoilers?
Yeah, I can give one away. I think who's been mentioned in an article, so I don't mind. Ricky Wilson,
right from.
Go on. Come on, you do.
No, I can't now.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't. Hang on, I'll have to come back to it.
Yeah, you can.
I've got to reset myself. I can sing all the songs.
I bet you can.
For the
He's very
benefit
famous.
of the listeners, Stuart's face is screwed up at the moment. In concentration.
Yeah.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
Here we go.
Get in there.
Because we used to do one in the band. Oh my God.
Are you in a band?
Yeah.
Okay,
So Stu.
Oh, nice. You're not.
Watching the people get loose.
Come on. It's good, isn't it? There's also Ruby. And there's also, oh my God, I can't believe it. I've never been this far away from home.
That face is
Oh
amazing.
my God. No, my brain's gone. My brain has gone.
Ben's McKay.
Oh, Kaiser Chiefs.
Hey!
Yeah, we do Hush, don't we?
My goodness.
Yeah, and we do Hush, in...
Kaiser Chiefs version.
Yeah, one more gig coming up.
The X-Band.
Stu's just left the band.
You're joking.
Yeah, in a couple of bands.
Committed to another band.
What were you called?
What?
What was this band called?
Dance Commando.
Dance Commando.
And what's the other band you're in?
Ootsticker. Ootsticker. Now, that's all my Scottish friends in the pub. And they said, sticks oot.
So you're an
It's like
Ootsticker.
Ootsticker.
You are an Ootsticker.
And it turns out to be a Norwegian, Scandinavian phrase
I mean, probably.
for a pier, which sticks out. It's all very drunken pub night type thing.
Great. I need to come watch this. Definitely. Do you
Bringing
feel
metal
like-
to the masses.
We've covered work. What about home? So being at home.
At home, I'm trying to think of the nonsense at home. I mean, I'm probably the pain at home, you know, it's probably the other way
So
around.
you are the Git Shirty.
Right, probably.
think
I
I
mean,
would
I
say.
don't think I'm doing. That's probably what gets shirty about it, because I don't think I'm doing anything.
Right.
Like, you know, I apparently have this ability to completely drench the bathroom,
Right.
and I swear I'm getting out of the shower as dainty as possible. And look, no, the one speck of water that hits the floor, that apparently is a tsunami in there. You know, things like that. I've got lots of plants. I like my plants, and there's always a battle of light, because I'm always like, the plants need light, and then she's always like, no, I want the windows clear so I can see the light.
So that's good though, 'cause you didn't instantly go, oh, this is the.
Oh, no,
thing.
no.
Yeah, so that's not a bad thing. Because we've had some
I'm always
interesting
pottering about
ones.
It becomes therapy when it's like that, though, right? I bet you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not qualified to be dealing with this, right?
Yeah, it could be a little bit. Dishwasher seems quite popular. Well,
See, I am the
bring it up.
dishwasher. Well, no, again,
Oh, yeah.
arguably I'm not, because
You don't
she'll
do
get
it
a
right.
no, yeah, because
You
she'll
get stuff handed back.
She'll get not because I haven't cleaned it properly, because I get the place too wet.
Ah.
She's like,
So,
no,
like, do you just walk in the house
just a
with a
very
hose?
wet man. She's a very wet man. It's always-
Yeah.
Why don't you just take the
Do you know, funnily
dishes
enough,
into the shower with you?
I might as well. I
Yeah,
might as
no,
well.
put one place
I
wet.
worked as a KP when I was about 13, 14,
Right.
a kitchen porter. I used to get the place soaking.
Right, is that what it
Absolutely
is?
soaking. And it was 2 sinks. We didn't have one of these fancy big industrial dishwashers, so my God, I just used to get the place drenched. So maybe that's it. Maybe
Perhaps it's habit.
It's a habit. I just want to soak the place.
Yeah.
You know. I'm trying to think of other funny things that happen in the house. Side of the bed.
Right.
It's always a belter. I actually want to be on her side of the bed when I sleep.
Right.
But I've, let her have it because she
Right.
prefers it as well.
Okay. So you don't alternate?
No.
No, just that's your...
That's madness.
It is
Right?
madness.
Do people alternate?
Oh, I think
Some
It's
people do.
Thursday, swap over.
Yeah. But
Well,
I
that's what
think
you were gonna say
some...
you did. You swapped
Yeah.
over. You don't swap over.
No.
That's where I thought you were going with that.
No. But I think some people are just, well, wherever
Right.
you sort of
land.
get into bed first. It's like, have you got a seat? at home?
Psychopathic tendency.
A seat.
Yeah,
I do. I have a
it's like,
corner.
that's my corner of
yeah,
the settee.
it tends to be.
Have you got a seat
And then,
at home?
no, she doesn't let me. I must stand
You
up at
stand
all
in the
times.
corner with your pants.
Think about what you've done. Stop making the place soaking wet. I have, but then I obviously sit in it in such a ridiculous way because I affect the pillows, and I need to go to the upholsterers soon. It's
Right.
like just destroy things. What's going on?
Wow.
Just ridiculous human being that I am.
You
So
seem,
you-
you seem
so-
quite
so
an
you-
active person.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
imagine
I
you
am.
Move around a lot.
Maybe I am.
Wear things out.
But you've got your own seat at home,
Corner,
so you don't move. It's
I
not
tend
like
to
you
al-
sit wherever you sit. I suppose
tend
it's
to
the
sit in the
with
same
beds,
spot.
Isn't it?
I tend
It's
to sit
like
in the same spot.
we're quite territorial as people, I suppose, aren't we?
Yeah, because sometimes I sit and it's like, oh no, I'm on the wrong side
Yeah,
here.
don't sit
Behave.
there.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
But
trying
I
to think.
suppose some people can. What about you two? Are you sort of always sit in the same spot?
I'm very limited with seating in my
Well,
house.
that's true.
Yes.
There are too many bottoms for the amount of spaces that we have.
It sounded like you said feeting.
Feeting?
Yeah.
No.
I know you said seating, but it sounded like
Too many
feeting. I was going to say,
bottoms
only got
for
enough
the
feet.
amount of seats available.
Okay.
I've just noticed these waters. Have you got these a while ago? They don't have those really annoying new lids.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we
Prob-
say
probably
There's
out of
something to
date.
get shirty about.
Yeah.
I thought the lids were unrecyclable or like a different kind of plastic. Is
Yeah.
that not the case?
I don't know.
See, I've got,
Look, I don't know.
I've got a particular niche shirty about
Oh, have
those,
you?
and
Go on.
that's yop lids.
Okay. That is quite
You have
niche.
to invert the yop and shake the yop before you drink it.
Do you yop often?
Oh,
Like
most
it.
days.
You can't see what he's doing with his hands.
Yeah.
But it's wonderful.
So you undo the lid.
Sure.
The lid is full of yop,
Covered in yop.
and it's not a flat lid. It's got areas in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't drink the yop without the lid dripping, as we found last week when I
Yeah,
drank.
you did, but that's why you have to do a little lid sip.
But you
before
can't.
drink
The lid sip's not enough
Like
because
that?
it's but I did that. But
Right.
I even get my tongue in there, but it's the edge
Wild.
that you can't get into.
Okay.
Like, they got the
Yeah.
thread, the bits of the thread in there that you
Oh,
can't get into.
It's the big stuff we talk about in here. That's
So you
Well,
can't.
it is.
They need a drain point of the yop lid.
But
How,
a
how
drain
are they going to
point,
do
I
that?
don't know. They need to engineer it.
an
so it can
irrigation
drain.
channel.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
can drain
It's
away
very small.
because you end up with yop all down your front.
Well, you could just break the lid off.
Well,
That's what I
what
tend
mean.
to do. Is I
Yeah,
tend
but then
to
I feel
snap
like
lids
I'm.
off these things because
I feel like I'm breaking the rules then.
Yeah.
you're breaking the lid.
The recycling rules.
But actually, the thing that annoys me, I don't mind it being on there. It's the
Right.
trying to screw it back up. You have to
the
sort
whole
of pull
thing's
it
a big
out.
footer.
and-
That's a good Scottish word for it, right? Footer. Oh, aye.
Hey,
a big
right.
fiddly, footery mess.
Is that the right?
Aye.
A footer.
A footer, like a fidget, like a. It's all.
I
There's a
know
lot
it.
going on there.
Yeah.
Gubbins. Get all the
So
gubbins
what-
that you got to watch
so-
out for.
If we were doing this podcast and renaming it for a Scottish side of things, would we call it the footer?
What do you mean? No, footers, like, no, as footers as in the footering to do something like pernickety.
It's
faffy.
annoying.
Yeah.
Faffy and annoying.
Yeah.
But that's
I
a get
wouldn't-
shirty, isn't it?
Yeah, but get shirty is more
Is
like
there a
what kind of
Scottish-
gets you a wee bit. Gives you the
Right.
rage. Gives you, I don't know, gives you, I don't know, what would you say? What would be a good Scottishism for something that makes your blood boil?
I'm not too angry.
Yeah.
No, I know, because it's just shirty. It's
Just
like
shirty, yeah.
One below tetchy.
Just-
One below tetchy. That's
tetchy is strong, isn't it?
Just one below that. See.
well, tetchy's like controlled rage. I always think tetchy. You're sort of like,
Like the Hulk.
you want to be, yeah.
You don't wanna
wanna
see
be
her
cross.
angry.
You want to be cross, but you're just sort of tutting and being,
Holding it back.
yeah, being a bit eggy with everybody. That's what I was
I
trying
think of a good word for it. It'll come to me.
Yeah,
I've never understood eggy.
Eggy.
eggy. Well, you just, yeah. I don't know.
Is it because you're smelly?
I don't
you're
know.
shiny and
We'll have to
round?
have a little look into that.
Shiny and round. Did you come out a chicken?
Yeah. Oh, look at him over there being all shiny and round. Not going near him today.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Is it because
The
nothing's,
bolder I get, the more true that statement becomes, though.
nothing is a yolk?
Very good.
Is that what it is?
You can't beat an egg pun, can you?
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to think of other. Oh no, thank you,
good,
thank
very
you,
good.
thank you. It was cracking.
Keep coming. You're really coming out of your shell now. Come on.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Come on. It was excellent.
Oh dearie me, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not
So,
good.
look, I'll move us on
Behave.
then.
You can move on if you
I'll
want.
move us
I'm
on.
still thinking about other things at home. But yeah, go.
Yeah. Well, look, I think you've done all right. You know,
Yeah.
you don't, unless you've got stuff you feel like you want to get off your chest, Stuart.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm okay. As I said, I'm probably the
Yeah.
candidate
Yeah.
for the.
Sloshing your way
I know,
around the
just
house.
soaking the place constantly.
Yes, and that's a Adam. That's a because I seem to mention him every podcast. That's an Adam Buxton thing. Sloshes everything with water,
Slosh.
then uses a towel, like a
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Are you like that?
Well, I would choose not to be, but apparently I am.
All right.
To the point where we started to put a dish towel underneath my feet when I'm washing the dishes, just to catch all the excess. What a ridiculous human being.
Perhaps we could make you some sort of boiler suit out of towel.
Towel. Yeah.
So that you could
Make the
just.
shirt out toweling.
Yeah.
Is that not called a bathrobe?
Yes.
Damn it! Someone's already thought of it.
The following is an announcement on behalf of a certain tailors based in Tunbridge Wells. Have you visited Hardman and Hemming online lately? No? Well, you should. They have a new sparkly website which tells you all about what they do and how they do it. There are examples of their work, blogs on how to look after suits, details of the services they offer, and not to mention all of the Get Shirty podcasts with additional pictures. But best of all, you can find details of the H&H Shirt Club, the shirt subscription service where a tailored shirt of your design will be delivered to your door as often as you choose. You even get one shirt free once you sign up. Not to be missed, so do pop along and go to hardmanandhemming.co.uk and sign up today. And remember, the first rule of Shirt Club is tell everyone about Shirt Club. That concludes our public announcement.
Home, yes.
Home,
tick.
sure, fine.
Work, yes. We'll do that. What about going out? What about in your leisure time? Have you got your sort of you get shirties there?
I know.
It doesn't have to be like going to the pub. It could
I'm
be.
trying to think.
Could be anything. Yeah. Could be travel. Travel comes up.
Shopping.
I mean, obviously driving's impossible, right?
Yeah. Well, it is in Tunbridge Wells at the best of times.
Not good, and there's only 2 roads in and out,
Yeah.
basically, right? It's not ideal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or
It's
very
always road
minute roads.
Tiny,
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It is strange for such a sort of big place with seems to be the main thoroughfare to
Right.
get to sort of Sussex. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
shocking, really. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of more. I mean, I'm going out.
Do you get to go out much? I mean, obviously,
Oh yeah,
when you're filming and stuff, and
I still get to go out. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some good nonsense situations I've got myself in that I've got shirty about.
yeah.
I mean, there's all
But are you a
sorts.
sort of shirty kind of person?
Not
you
often.
seem quite
No.
quite balanced and...
Yeah, I mean, I like having a rant every so often
Right.
if I find the right thing.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't say I was shirty. I don't go about like, you know, cursing everybody under the sun.
No. You're not a sort of a quiet mumbler about things. That's what I... Especially when I'm driving, that's my thing.
Oh, I mean, look,
You know,
there's
I like
obviously a lot that happens when you drive. But yeah, I mean, roundabout etiquette's hilarious round here, especially. Yeah, I mean, growing up, obviously, I was driving as soon as I could touch the pedals.
Right.
Basically, because I lived away up big forestry track roads, so my dad used to let me drive up these tracks. So I basically just had to learn when I did my driving instructions. It was just learning road etiquette, basically, because I could drive already.
Yeah.
And then you come down here and you go, oh my God, what is going on? You know?
Do you eat out much, restaurants?
Not as much as I'd like to. Not as much. I mean, yeah, there's all sorts of nonsense there, isn't there? Let's be honest. Like, I mean, I've worked in restaurants as well, and the whole kind of like game that waiters and waitresses play, with you know, you sit down for a meal and they go, do you want to see a menu thing, and then they come and interrupt you in a conversation, and just when you finally get the meal, it's like you have half a bite and they go, how's everything? And you go, I'll tell you in about 10 minutes, just give us a wee second. There's lots in there that you could unpack. Or like, you know, when you go to these, you know, you got a bathroom and you see like the toilet and it says like, only toilet paper in here, you know, nothing else type thing. Also had these moments of like the attack of the literal man goes, right, okay, you know, everything else in the bin, and just cut to someone sitting on a bin, you know, chucking paper, toilet paper in a toilet, you know, it's like
ripping the sink off the wall.
Everything must go in the bin, nothing else.
I had that just yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I went out for a coffee, and in their restrooms, it said sensitive plumbing.
Oh no. You have to say, you okay?
Yeah, I had to
How
give
you
it a little
getting on?
talking to. I'm going to flush you now. Is that all right?
Is that all right?
Yeah, sensitive plumbing.
Consent is the key.
Only toilet paper down here. Sensitive plumbing. So yeah, there's even new ways to talk about it.
I mean,
That's complicated for
It's
a
very
lot of
complicated.
people.
I know.
Would be
Yeah.
an odd way of
Well, it is quite odd, isn't
understanding that.
it? Yeah.
I mean, that's a shirty of mine anyway. Public toilets in this country in general.
Right.
Not being bad,
Yeah, rubbish.
but they're not great.
Oh, no. The fact
Public
is, you have
toilets.
to grade them each time you use
do.
them. Out of 10.
Out of 10. You have to.
Yeah.
Oh, because there's a wee button now that says, are you talking about that? Or you do?
no,
Or you
talking
mean
about
are you
you.
mentally?
No, we as a family, we have to grade our
Is
toilets.
that what you're into?
Yeah.
Get the toilet book out.
Mainly because they're
Please
always
say you write them in a
generally
book.
so bad.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
But nice when you get a 10 though. You must go,
Very
right, that
rare.
was
Wow,
a 10.
Yeah,
I can
very,
bear my
very
bum to this toilet. I'm happy here.
Yeah.
Very rarely. It's like you in films. Very rarely does a
One of
toilet
the-
get a 10.
Yeah.
One of the guys in the band's got a real thing about toilets, and to the point where like anytime I've lived with him or like been in a hotel with him or whatever, I'd be like, Christ, we're getting through toilet roll fast. Like, what? Are you okay? Like, what's going on? It turns out it's because, especially, he's not so bad anymore, but he used to like use toilet paper to like
Touch there.
touch things, to
Yeah,
open doors, to like, you know, because he had a real thing about it. But
Yeah.
it used to make me laugh. Like, what
Making himself
are
little
you
gloves.
doing with the toilet
Yeah.
paper that we're getting rid of it so fast? But yeah, toilets are pretty ridiculous, let's be honest. I mean, the one that I always laugh at at the Assembly Hall Theatre where I do the pantomime, quite often at this time of year there'll be a picture of me right above the urinal. I'm always like, yes, made it.
You have, yeah.
See, you go to the urinal, have a pee, and suddenly like, oh God,
No, they're just called mirrors.
am I peeing in the sink? Damn.
And that's why you've not been invited
back. That's what I'm doing. I'm peeing in the sink again.
Yeah, that must be a bit surreal though, actually. Pictures
That's
of
hilarious.
You, yeah.
It's hilarious. Apparently they're in the girls' toilets as well, which is even more worrying.
Yeah.
Like you're closing the cubicle door and there's
You. Ta-da! Yeah, they're
dear.
nice though, the Assembly Hall loos.
toilets.
They're all
Lovely.
right.
Oh, aye. They're up there. You can rate them.
Yeah, I'll go and have a look.
Yeah, they're
You'll
right.
see me looking at you.
And actually, the ones in the Theatre Royal in Brighton, they're quite nice too. And actually, the theatre in...
It's more the quality of them rather than the style of them. It should be a basic minimum standard,
Right.
quality standard of toilets, public toilets, and there isn't. They range.
Well, and then
from-
some don't
Not
even have
down to the
lids.
user
And,
Yeah.
yeah,
and
yeah.
the trustworthiness of the person that uses.
Yeah, but blokes are bad.
Yeah, well they do,
That's
but
bad.
you can't change the users, but you can, have attendants and things to keep them clean and tidy, can't you?
You want it,
Which they
like,
don't anymore.
back in the day, like from Carry On Screaming.
Carry on
don't
screaming,
you?
yeah. Looked after.
Yeah.
They just don't want to pay people to look after. You can't, no, you're never going to get people to be clean and tidy because they're just not in the
What's your toilet like here?
immaculate.
More-
Immaculate and small.
Yeah.
Well, mine's immaculate. I don't know about yours, don't you?
What about toilet roll round the wrong way?
Oh,
Madness.
What's the right and what's the wrong?
Well,
I know what I
Off,
think.
there's
off the top, generally.
There's
Off the
only
top,
one.
yeah. At the front.
Not
Right.
round the back.
Not round the back. So I've just,
Not
having
the shard.
filmed there,
No.
no, definitely not. Having filmed there, one of the people in the band, I swear every time he changed it, because I would change it back, I'm like, but he's left-handed, is that a lefty thing maybe?
The worst ones are the ones you pull out the middle. And you go,
Yeah,
Oh,
and you get
they
like a
break.
tiny little sheet like that.
And then you're stuck and you go, oh no, oh no, no, oh God.
I know, it's when you have to put your
Postage.
hand up and in
Postage
and
stamp.
keep rolling.
Getting about the mechanism.
rolling
Yeah,
until
that's
you
why I was
can-
doing that, see?
Ah, right, I see, I see.
So going out.
It's become toilets.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's my shirty.
No, it's fine, because I couldn't think of anything fun, so we can have a good rant about
We
it.
don't have enough, in this country, it's not enough going, right, we need to bring the standard. If you have a public toilet, you need to bring the standard
Look.
up.
This is quite a fun podcast to vent though, isn't
Well,
it? This is what's good.
I think what's interesting actually about sort of talking about the get shirty things in life is they're the things in life which you don't tend to bring up generally. I suppose we do because I suppose we're thinking about it. But you don't tend to, if you see an old friend, you don't go, oh, something really got my nerves the other day. You don't do it, do you? I do. Again,
Yeah.
I was hoping
I mean, it
some
feels a wee
behind-
bit like a pub chat, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like, you'd be
I
like, oh my
suppose
God,
it-
you hear
yeah.
that nonsense.
I was hoping for some behind the scenes acting shirties.
What would you like? Oh, behind it. God, I mean, it's not even shirties. That's just more like ridiculous stories. Yeah, but we tend to take over derelict buildings.
Right.
So
oh,
that
okay.
was that was a primary school we were just took over there. Series 2 was a secondary school. And it's great because there's loads of rooms.
Yeah.
You can flip them. They can turn them into whatever they want. So 1 minute it's an office, next it's a
Right.
restaurant, next it's a thingy, whatever, a tailor's, who knows. So that's quite fun. Although there's all sorts of problems with that because if you're doing the work in the same building as you're filming, you've got to be like quiet on set. But of course the art department want to flip the room quick, but we've got to film. But there's hammering in the background, and you'd be amazed how many things affect
Right.
a take. Like pause for plane, pause for the dog. There's a we've got a free essay, an extra in the background.
Yeah.
Because someone's just going, what's going on over there? And they just stand and watch you. You're like, you're on telly now.
That would so be.
That's me, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
You gotta leave. What's going on there? But yeah, so we tend to take over a building. So we've been in the Wirral for the past 7 weeks.
All right.
It's just gorgeous. Love the Wirral. Lovely. One of the biggest beaches I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Very deep. Like, it took about 45 minutes just to get to the water.
Right.
So vast. It's lovely.
Okay. Been.
I recommend it. Hoylake and West Kirby and New Brighton and all these places. But we were there before. We'd filmed series 2 there, but it was lockdown as well. So we were in a strict bubble. We couldn't do anything.
Right.
So this was quite nice to go back and actually
Sort of see
be
the
allowed
place.
out.
Yeah.
Out to play. We became part of the community actually. We would go to a local jam night and we went to a pub quiz. In fact, the last night I won the pub quiz.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah, I won the pub
Strong
quiz.
on the history round, I imagine.
Yeah, and music and stuff like that, and famous
Right.
faces and all these things. One of them was a woman we worked with, Anita Dobson.
All right.
EastEnders.
She was,
EastEnders.
yeah. She was one of the famous faces. I was like, hey.
Angie.
So was it Anita that managed to get your man involved?
Oh, get Mr. May.
Yeah.
Sort of. So I think the story with him was she got cast. Oh, no, I think we wanted him anyway, but then we also cast her. And then I think they were saying, just give the script to Brian, see what he thinks.
Right.
And for a while I think he didn't read it because he was a bit like, I'm not going to be any good at this. I've not really acted before, blah 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 blah. And then I think Anita read his stuff, and then she was like, "This is great. You should definitely do it." So he did, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it. He was so good to work with.
Right.
He was brilliant, and he got right behind the message, and the whole like the odd socks and celebrating difference and proper rock songs and all this stuff. He loved it. In fact, he was like, when we first met him, because again that was lockdown or the end of lockdown, and we worked with him, and so we were told. Usually, the usual thing, the entourage around the people are usually more difficult to deal with than the actual person. So you're always told, like, you can't do this, you can't do that, I can't get near.
Never look them in the eye.
All this kind of stuff. There's quite a lot of that. Quite often there's that. Anyway, we were like, okay, we're only going to deal with him professionally. When we go on set with him, that'll be it. And we were all in our little room jamming away the song that we're going to be playing with him later on that day, and next minute we get a knock on the door. It's like, all right guys, do you mind if I have a jam? And we're like, oh my goodness, in you come. Yeah, exactly,
Do you
right?
mind if I have a jam?
In you come. No, but that's it. So, and he loved the song. He loved the song so much. It's got this belter of a hook, this riff. And he goes to one of the guys who wrote the song. He's like, do you mind if I take the track home, put my own guitar on it? I'm like, no, Brian, mate. You can absolutely go home and take the track and put your own guitar on it. Absolutely. So sure enough, that song's got him playing on it. But throughout the day, he was like humming the song, and he's like, I've got, what do you call it? RMR. I'm like, RMR. And he's like, repetitive mental riffing. So he kept humming the riff, and he was trying to work out why the riff was so catchy. He's like, there's one note that really makes it. So yeah, he was great. He plays the godfather of rock.
Right.
He's sort of this rock godfather figure in a really fun episode where our guitarist sort of loses his mojo a bit, and because he plays a bum note at a gig, and then we're like, oh look, why don't you play your air guitar? That always cheers you up. But he can't find it. Like, it's an air guitar, of course you can't find it, it's an air guitar. He's like, no, they're really real. And it's sort of like this whole metaphor of like finding yourself again. And eventually we go to the rock godfather, but we go through a series of tests to get there. And most of this was filmed there was a slate quarry in Wales with zip wires and all these things like that. So we have to do these tests to get to the cave of rock where he lives, and eventually we get there. And Brian May gives us the motivation and inspires us to believe in ourselves again, and then suddenly all the air guitars appear, and it's all very magical, and then we play this big song. But he loved it. He loved all that stuff, and he was wonderful to work with. He was, we spent me and Andy just spent the whole time tapping each other like, oh my god, it's Brian May. And as I said, he enjoyed the message, he enjoyed the positivity, and I mean, it's a bit cheesy, but when we were all like hugging and saying cheerio and stuff, he hugs Andy and he goes, do you know, Freddie would have loved this. And we were like,
Oh.
But yeah,
That's the year made there,
right?
isn't it? Yeah.
It's a bit, well, we were all a bit like, we can retire now, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
But yeah, we worked with some bonkers people as well. Sue Pollard, she was hilarious.
Yeah.
She kept swearing. It was brilliant. And then we found out why, and she was like, if I think I've done a bad take, I swear, and then they definitely can't use it.
That's like a little old school
It was
insider.
so good. We're like, well done, Sue. That was excellent.
Paul Zennon tried that, didn't it? It didn't work though, because we kept
Right.
it in.
Kept in.
That's true.
But it's been fun. It's been wild, and hopefully more to come.
Yeah.
And as I said, panto in Australia and an Easter tour and all sorts. Oh, I've got an audio book as well. That's something I can rant about for work. My goodness. I mean, you'll be used to it with this nonsense, like recording and
All right.
you listen to yourself back and you go, what on earth am I doing?
Yeah.
So I basically lost my mind. I mean, it was wonderful. I really enjoyed the book. Absolutely brilliant. But ultimately, it was me in a room losing my mind, trying to pull accents out my bum. Like, I was like, what can I make this character sound like? And very funny. The main character was called Tom. And like the simplest thing was like, you ask a question and you finish it with the dialogue tag, asked Tom. And then you start going, asked Tom, what am I doing there? Asked. This little drum kit noise, asked Tom. And then you can't unhear it. So then you go back and you listen to yourself going, how are you? Asked Tom. Asked Tom. And then you start going, ask Tom. You're like, no, I can't say ask Tom. And then you start doing weird things. You try to come off the mic, ask Tom. Like, try to get rid of that weird noise. Or like I was a bit naughty, maybe didn't always read ahead what I was doing. So I'd be like, you know, come away from there, Stuart whispered. Damn! And then go,
I'll do that again.
Damn. But yeah, it was that bonkers, but lots of fun. So that's out now, that audiobook.
All right, and what's that called?
It's called The Goodness Potion and Its Side Effects, which is kind of Harry Potter meets Treasure Island, you know, meets The Hobbit. It's wonderful, actually, really good book by Joe Dawson, who was someone I worked with years ago at the Hackney Empire.
All right. All right. Yeah. Are you ready? We're obviously all on the same page at the same time there. So this.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the new, fresh description of what this is.
Yeah, but the trouble is now we've got to add in a double bit of description because you say I'm excited. I now feel I have to explain.
This better be exciting.
Well, it's really not. So behold the hat.
The hat.
The bowler hat.
It is a
Now in this hat is this is welcome to, I'm going to start right from the beginning. Welcome to the off the cuff section of the podcast.
Cool.
The section where you will get a subject which we want you to find a Get Shirty about.
Oh God.
Off the top of your head.
Improv.
Off the cuff.
God. Off the cuff.
Improv.
Off the hat.
Off the hat. You see, I didn't even have to go there. So, this hat contains the off-the-cuff suggestions. The reason Stu looks forward to the explanation is because we liked the idea of off-the-cuff because it's to do with the shirt, Get Shirty.
Sure.
How can we get that to the people in a hat? To the guests, to the people.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's certainly off the cuff and it's in a hat.
Exactly, but it became, we perhaps thought we should have attached them to a cuff. Should we? That wasn't our suggestion, was it? But so now, every time there's a big suggestion
Hats
about,
off.
yeah, hats off the cuff, Get Shirty, collared, I don't know, there's been all sorts of suggestions. See, this has gone bad.
It's not gone bad.
No,
It's okay.
she's looking at. So this is the
right,
off
join it.
the cuff, hatty cuff, shirty off the hatty cuff type thing.
That makes sense.
Tom Bowler.
Oh,
Paul Denham.
Tom. Yeah.
Bowler.
Bowler.
But as has been suggested also, that if we just said this is the off the cuff section, grab something out of the hat,
No one would
would
bat an
question
eye
it.
because it's your rules, it's your thing. But
Exactly.
now that you've analysed it, I'm now trying to.
Well,
my
look,
best to
I'm going to
think of a
bring up
better
Adam Buxton again.
Never heard of him.
Because when we said, oh look, you know, we thought about doing something with the shirt, he came up with loads of suggestions, then the hat felt stupid. Oh,
Is that fate?
that's fate. So for the listeners, I was shook the hatty cuff and a piece of paper came out, just one, a singular.
Singular
We use
Juan.
that one or don't we?
Well,
Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a wee.
And I could see you jiggling.
I'm jiggling
I thought
now,
the man
I'm gonna
needs a
wee.
Yeah,
You can
he's
grade
found
it.
it. There it is.
You're going to grade it.
Oh dear. I've been instructed by my colleagues
Go on.
that we're to give you a choice as to whether you want the magical one that flew out
Build it up.
in a magical way or whether you want just one out of the hat.
Boring.
Magical.
What a boring one.
One out of the hat. Magical or one.
Give me magical then.
Oi!
I mean, this could be rubbish banter, by
no.
the way.
It doesn't matter. Look. Oh, what is it?
Oh, no.
Is it
Eating.
oh.
I mean, obviously, classic eating, talking with your mouth full, grim,
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
you see. Look, you were right in there. Though.
Classic.
You sort of had something.
Eating. Vegan cheese. I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's
horrible.
not technically cheese, though, is it?
It's crayons, right? It's grated
Yellow crayons.
crayon. There was
so nice.
No, look. It has got better. It has got better. And to
But
be
you're not
fair,
a vegan, are you?
I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay. But I'll happily eat vegan food, quite often actually. But my God, I mean, particularly with the Andy and the Band series, there was a while there. I could smell when they opened the tub up. Just queuing up for catering, and you'd be like, "What is that unbelievable smell that they've invented?" Because it's not normal, not normal at all. There's it's got better. I had a bite of a vegan pizza about 2 weeks ago, and it was the cheese on that was by a brand that have been doing some good experiments with vegan cheese, and they've apparently cracked it because it was quite tasty. But my God, vegan cheese. I can't. I can smell it right now.
Oh, can you?
In my head.
Yeah.
Such a particular.
It makes you wonder
smell.
why it existed in the first place, because you just don't have that. If
Well,
you're a
I suppose
vegan, but vegan cheese is horrible.
It's grim, right?
Yeah.
Plenty
But
of
if you
others.
Must be
like
getting
cheese,
I know.
you know.
It's nice
Yeah,
smoked ones,
But that's not.
versions.
Oh, what, smoked vegan cheeses?
Yeah.
They've got to mask the taste of the vegan cheese with
By smoking
smokiness.
it.
What other things? Oh, there's always a thing that I always laugh at is the whole restaurants, especially the fancy, the cool, trendy ones, and they just don't give you a blooming plate.
Yeah.
Like, I just want a plate,
Yeah.
so I'm not making
Not
a
a
mess.
piece of slate.
Bit of slate,
Or,
bit of wood, chips in a shopping basket, brilliant.
Yeah.
Just give us a nice plate, right?
Yeah.
It's
you-
very unpractical.
You need something
Well-
to catch all your water as well.
Yeah.
that you're
I
bringing
mean, you
with
should
you.
go into your toilet and soak,
I'm not big.
drenched.
Yeah.
Absolutely drenched.
Anything on my plate in a thing is getting tipped straight
Straight
out
away,
of the thing,
right?
including beans.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Tell you what, here's a fun story. The tipping reminded me of that. So, first panto I did here in Tunbridge Wells, Cliff Parisi was in it.
Right.
Minty from Eastender. So
Yeah.
Minty, right. Lovely man, very funny. There was a terrible snow that year.
All right.
The great snow of
Of
20,
that year.
22
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever it was. Terrible snow. Anyway, there was no water in Tunbridge Wells.
Right.
And so the panto got cancelled because there wasn't enough water for the toilets and blah, 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 blah. So it was a health and safety nightmare. So it got cancelled. And but the bottom of town had water because of how the piping works in Tunbridge Wells. There's like two massive sources of pipes, and one of them's Victorian and ridiculous, and the other one's modern, right?
Right.
Anyway, Cliff Parisi was like, guys, let's go for let's go for a hot chocolate. Whoever's about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sure, let's go for a hot chocolate. And I'm telling him all these nice wee cafes we could go to in Tunbridge Wells because I live here now. And he's like, no, we'll go to the Ivy. Go to the Ivy for hot chocolate. Yeah, let's go to the Ivy. Right, fine. So we went to the Ivy and it was lovely, absolutely lovely. So he was like, let's get hot chocolate. So the hot chocolate there comes, or did come, in a sort of pewtery tin jug.
Right.
Yeah. And it was delicious, but the fact you've got to pour it in yourself and how very exciting, right? Sure. Anyway, you're like, oh, and there's service on this. Why? I poured my own hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, so hot chocolate. And then halfway through the hot chocolates, Cliff goes, tell you what, I'm going to treat you all to lunch for a roast.
Nice.
Oh, you're a lovely man.
Yeah.
Want to be on your wages, but you're a lovely man. So we all ordered lamb, pork, whatever, and the roast comes out, and the big gravy boats come out, which are sort of tinny, pewtery sort of thing. Anyway, Cliff grabs his
I've jumped ahead.
Cliff grabs his food, covers it in gravy, big bite of his lamb. Oh God! And he's kicking and screaming, "Oh my God! What? You won't believe what I've just done!" And he's getting the waiter over. He's like, "Oh God!" Like, what? He's like, "I've only got bloody hot chocolate all over my food." Picked up the hot chocolate jug, covered his food in hot chocolate. To be fair to him, they did look quite similar. But then, of course, he bites into it again and goes, "Oh no, actually, it's quite nice." And he had
ate it.
He had it. Full meal. A big lamb roast full of hot chocolate. But they
Not on
made
the
us another, to be fair to them.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I think I could handle it on the on
bit
the
of
The meat.
on the meat,
Yeah.
The whole thing.
but not on the
Not
not on the
Fine
potatoes.
beans, cheesy, cauliflower or whatever, covered in hot chocolate.
You,
cheese and chocolate's not bad.
So yeah, hashtag we
I
want plates.
Hashtag plates.
And identical.
And
Jug.
can you make the
Yeah.
hot chocolate very different to the gravy boat, please?
Yeah.
Trying to think of other good eating. No.
takes you back to Sainsbury's when I was like 19 or something, and a guy was eating in the staff canteen, and he just got his roast dinner and his pudding, and he just put it all together, and then the whole thing in one go.
Oh no, dirty.
That's hardcore. Roast dinner.
Oh, when he was a
Dirty.
bodybuilder and stuff, he said it all goes down, does the same
It
thing.
all
in the tummy
does.
anyway.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other things eating. It's not really eating, it's more cooking myself. Glass chopping boards, they annoy me.
Blunt your knives.
Sorry.
Rub it. And then bad knives.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bad kitchen knives. Just
Yeah.
hopeless.
Yeah, the ones that sort of push the food.
Just
rather than
rubbish,
cut
right?
it.
Get a good knife.
Yeah.
Got to invest. And it's a bit of money, but like once you do it, you go, why?
And it'll last you.
I think that's one thing at home that we always suffer from. We spend ages, like I call it like analysis paralysis, where you
Right.
spend so long thinking about things you don't actually do anything. You're kind of stuck thinking. Like for years we didn't have a decent colander, and then
Right.
finally bought one, and it's like, why didn't I just buy this
Yeah, yeah.
5 years ago? Same with the knives. We just got ourselves a nice couple of kitchen knives, and you're like,
Yeah.
why didn't we just do this in the
Yeah.
first place?
Putting up with it.
Ridiculous. But yeah, glass chopping boards.
Yeah, they're
rubbish.
bad. They are bad. They make a horrible noise.
Make a horrible noise, ruin your knives. But then they're probably more hygienic. This is it.
Yeah.
Well, there's been some research done, and they say that wooden chopping boards are still the most hygienic.
Which is interesting because you'd think it'd be the opposite.
think it
You'd
would,
think
but,
wood, the organic material, would let things.
Apparently, it doesn't.
Develop.
It doesn't develop bacteria
Fester.
as much as some of the synthetic ones. It's a
I
study,
mean, the synthetic
study
ones-
going on at the moment,
I'm trying to think of what.
including the glass ones.
A wooden.
That is not a
Good
fun
stuff. These wonderful wee jobs we used to do.
job. Yeah, yeah, that wasn't fun.
What was your first job?
My very first job, while I was still at school, labouring.
Yeah, labour.
Yeah, roofing.
I was in this hotel as a KP and wheeling kegs, beer kegs in, and I worked in a heather plantation actually, which is about as Scottish as it gets.
I was about to go there, and I thought,
Just in case you didn't know, I was from Scotland. I worked
Yeah.
in a heather plantation, picking heather with my
picking
pals.
heather.
Wearing a kilt.
Wearing a kilt, of course, and just reciting Robert Burns. As you do.
Yeah, that's compulsory.
Of course,
surely.
of course.
Yeah.
It helps you pick the heather quicker. Yeah, no, that was quite fun. So, like, when you go to B&Q or home base and there's like these wee bowls of heather,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
very nice. But
That was you.
there's a 14-year-old up in the west coast of Scotland hanging out with his pals, putting them in there, and then they go on a big conveyor belt, and you'd be in charge of one type of heather, and someone would be in charge of another, and you just douche, put the heathers in, bit of soil, away it goes to B&Q or whatever. Aye, back to eating.
Yeah.
I think it's good ones. Inspire me. What have you got?
Well, a lot of mine is, Stu sort of brought up, I don't like the beans in the little pot. I don't like the, there's a few things I don't like about it. One, just put them on my plate anyway.
Sure.
I've asked for them, so I want them. But I don't like the bottom of the little pot being on my plate. It's like,
I know, I get you.
because
It
that's
gets a
been
bit
on the
mucky
side.
as well. It's
It's
all
been
a
on
bit
the
rubbish.
side.
I know.
They filled the pot and then it goes on my plate. I'm
Completely
not a big
agree.
fan of that. However, though, I don't like my beans touching certain parts of my food. So,
I don't mind any of
welcome
that.
to being interesting. Yeah, no, I'd prefer the wet stuff was kept away from the stuff that I like to be crispy. Keep it away from the chips.
The crispy stuff needs to be
Yeah.
dry.
And if
But
it's
then
beans,
you'll
look,
dunk your crispy stuff into the wet stuff, I assume.
No, that's what well, it depends. I'm talking.
That's what they
I'm
want you to
going
think.
fry up. I'm going fry up here. So I'd like the crispy stuff to stay crispy.
Oh, you're talking specifically about
Yeah,
fry
just
up.
with that. Yeah, well, that's the only thing I have beans with.
Fair enough.
Or beans on toast. And then get it on the toast. But, yeah.
Put the beans on the crispy thing.
Not like what we saw that time where someone ordered beans on toast and they got toast with a pot of beans.
Yeah,
That's
like,
not beans.
as
That's beans
hipsters,
next to
it's
toast.
deconstructed beans on toast.
That's beans
Yeah, that
next
was
to
me,
toast.
wasn't
But
it?
then that's
No, it was the table next along, I think.
surely you want your toast to be crispy.
No.
Great.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to say, so I've got family members who this is
Put ketchup
mad.
on everything.
No.
Oh,
They have beans with their Christmas dinner.
Yeah, that's
what is that?
No.
It's madness.
It is madness.
Beans with a turkey.
But you're talking baked beans.
Aye, like a Heinz classic, you know, but beans.
How nice.
When I first, because these are, so this is my dad's wife's kids, and when we first met and we were first having these Christmas dinners, I'd be like, what are you doing? And they're going, do you want some beans? And I'm like, no.
Well, look, similar to that.
Never seen that. And they go, what do you mean you don't put beans in your turkey? I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, but and that's the thing sometimes, though, isn't it? That other families will do something which
Right.
is perfectly normal to them.
Right.
You know, I went to a friend's house and had a fry up, and I was given spaghetti hoops instead of beans.
Wow.
But you can see why.
I can see why.
I mean, they feel the
probably
same
similar.
genre at least.
Beans, though. Beans are very
Beans. And
specific.
if I go somewhere for a fry up, I don't want homemade beans. Oh, we make our own baked beans.
Yeah, you want.
I want a tin of beans.
You
not
want a classic.
Yeah,
not like
yeah, but I think
the
setting
wrong
price in
haricot
place
beans
was-
in their
Yeah, I
own
know.
spice,
Which is
tomato sauce.
effectively what it is,
Yeah.
right? It's just you want the sugary,
Yeah.
tomatoey.
Because
ketchupy
I've gone
vibe.
for that. I've gone for
Flavour.
a fry up. I haven't gone for like a super posh fry up. That's not what you go to a cafe for, is it? Yeah. I know, and actually, I kept making a noise during one, and Tony Rod's one, the chef, he didn't. He brought that up again. I was like, yeah, he messaged me a little while ago. I still can't get over the fact that you went.
Oh, because he was
all
making
the way
grim
through.
food
Yeah.
that you didn't like.
I just can't even remember why I was
Eggs.
making that noise.
Talk about
it?
eggs.
Oh yeah.
Do you not like eggs?
Yeah, I don't mind eggs.
Boiled
I've
egg.
got- Yeah. Cold boiled egg.
Oh, that's all right.
Scotch eggs.
Did you not? What, really? Oh, behave. Go down the pan tiles.
A cooked cold egg.
I mean, it is mad, to be fair. It's quite a bizarre
I
concept.
love a hard boiled egg.
Of course, can't
The
beat
salt.
it. Did you
Yeah,
ever,
it was
when growing up, did you ever get the old egg in a cup?
Yep.
Yeah, like
Soft
a boiled
Soft
egg.
boiled egg, yeah.
Yeah.
Mashed in a cup.
Lovely.
Boom, bit of
I'd
butter,
have
salt and
that.
pepper.
And I would eat that, but I would. I would eat that. You know, I've got. It's the way. It's the way you keep looking at me. Wait, you've got this
Where's
air
it
of
going?
someone going, "What's he going to say next?"
Where are you going to go?
Yeah. So yeah, look, fried eggs, yes.
Poached eggs?
Yeah. Scrambled egg, yeah.
I love scrambled eggs.
It's got to be loose though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I
Not overcooked.
No,
and
I-
springy.
I make
not
it-
bouncy. It's got to be
My other half's only recently started liking eggs,
right.
which is quite amazing. So now I'm making scrambled eggs for her. She's yet to have poached eggs,
Right.
and she's like, I don't like things too eggy. You go, this is going to be a problem because it's egg.
Yeah.
But no, scrambled eggs are
But-
going down a treat right now.
Cold hard-boiled egg is the most eggy you can get.
It's pretty eggy.
I don't think there's. You can't
pickled.
top.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
suppose
pickled
a
egg.
pickled egg.
What's the ones you get in some of these Japanese restaurants and they're like green?
Oh, like a 1,000-year-old egg or whatever they are. They are called something.
It's a
like that.
prehistoric egg.
Yeah, they are aged off eggs.
Yeah, basically. It's bizarre that, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not for me. It's not for me.
Eggs.
So, look, I think we've covered a lot of ground.
Mate,
Stuart.
we could, yeah.
We could-
We could keep talking, but but that's madness.
On the egg, no, I'm going to let you go.
That eggy smell we've left in the room.
Yeah, there's no way. You've been very well behaved. Stuart, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Stuart, Sam, but not Stuart. But soon to be, you might as well.
No, I'm not converted.
Because then we can start a band. You know,
Full stews.
stews. Very good. Well,
So there you
thank
are.
you. Thank you for your time. And yeah, it was a good laugh.
A massive thank you to Stuart for being such a wonderful guest. Really looking forward to going and seeing him in Panto this year in Tunbridge Wells, and honestly, so great talking to him. He's such a positive, fun guy to be about. Really enjoyed that conversation. So generous with his time, as all our guests are. Thanks, Stuart. Thanks also to the other Stuart Wilson, for his editing and production of the podcast. Thank you also to Sam for keeping us on track and making sure everything runs as smoothly as it does. Thanks also to DatHazza for the wonderful music that goes all the way through the podcast. Hope you're noticing the new tunes that are getting in there too. Superb stuff. I'm your host, Stuart Hardman. Until we speak next time, do try not to get too shirty. Get shirty.
Have you ever been up the Shard, Steady? Have you ever been up the Shard?
I have been up there. I have been up the Shard.
So if you go right up the Shard, no, there's one of the restaurants, Aqua something, whatever, I went there for a birthday or something like that. And I always remember the toilets there being quite amazing because the urinals at the window, so it's like you're peeing all over London.
Yeah.
And you can see it all. It's like, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. Like, it's so bizarre. Like, yeah, very strange experience.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's great. It's quite the view up there as well.
Oh, aye.
From the Shard.
Straight up the Shard.
Yeah.
Aye, it's good.
Let it be noted you took us there. Let's get shirty.
But you're both Stuart with a U.
Yes, the proper
So-
Stuart.
It's a shame, isn't it?
It is. Well,
Tudor-
Did you say the proper spelling?
The
Here
Tudor,
now.
the Tudor Stuart.
Aye, that Gaulisation, that French, that fancy way. Nonsense. I wonder if he's called Stuart as well.
yeah, ask him.
In you come, are you called Stuart?
Yeah. Ask.
Nah. How unfortunate. Cheerio. We just asked the delivery man if he was called Stuart.
And he's not.
And he's not. What a shame. Which is
so-
why he left.
I
Enjoy that, Stu.